What's good, y'all? This is my first episode. Y'all don't know who I am, but y'all should. But my name is Jimmy. This is my lovely wife, Trinity. Trinity Kpadeh. All right, she's an awesome person. We're gonna have all her information at the bottom, or in the description, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, we're doing this. You sound good.
How you know that they can hear you?
I don't. We're gonna find out. I mean, it's close enough, right? Okay. Uh, oh yeah. So, we are at Gilbert Run Park. This is like our new spot, you know, just vibing, chilling. I wanted to do this because Trin is such a cool person, and her mind is just amazing. You know, your perspective on things is amazing. So I just wanted to get that on video. Okay, so
That goose is like screaming.
Trin, that's a duck.
How you know which
We
one's
established
talking?
we established this.
That's a goose talking right now.
I thought all of them were ducks.
They're not all ducks. You know which ones are the geese. We were trying to figure out which one's the other one was.
Oh, damn. But why would they be hanging out? There's not a thing like they would just be hanging out.
Because they're basically like a part of the same family.
They wouldn't be hanging out.
Are they in the water over there?
No.
It looked like they were.
They did. All right, first question on. I got a few questions down here just to pick your brain, my love. Okay, so what's one belief you had 5 years ago that have completely changed?
Whoa.
I told you. I asked you. I was like, you sure don't want to read them? Yeah.
One belief.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago? What's 5 years ago?
That
Like
is
high school?
2020. So
Okay.
it's like a
The
year
year
right after
after high school.
Uh-huh.
That marriage would fix all my problems.
Talk about it. Speak about it.
I'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, go into detail. I want to hear this.
Oh,
Like I haven't heard it before.
right. Well, that's the year we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking about leading up to when we got married and stuff, and after we got married, it's just like I was expecting more change, but the only thing that really changed was the title from girlfriend to wife, or fiance to wife, I guess. But that's because there was these blind spots that I had, or things that I didn't want to be honest with myself about. So it just prolonged the like healing process, or like the real change that needed to happen. And thinking that now having the title of being your wife meant that things would just instantly and drastically change, and I would get treated different by like other people, and like we would be on the same page all the time about things, or just things that are unrealistic. But I was thinking, well, now since I'm his wife, I shouldn't have to worry about XYZ anymore, because I have the respect of being like, your wife. But that's just not the case, because a lot of it was just internal things that I needed to work through on my part. You didn't see that thing pop out the water?
I was too busy looking at you.
Oh.
But okay, so when you say, because at first you said blind spot, but then you said things that you were trying to ignore. Was it because a blind spot is kind of like you don't really know it's there until you see it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like as you went on in the relationship, was it more like oh shoot, I never knew this was here. I never knew I would have this problem. Or it's just like I knew I had this problem, but I don't think it's necessarily going to show up in this relationship.
It was like I knew I had certain things about me, but because of my like belief system towards you, I always believed your issues outweighed mine.
Mm,
So like if something was going on in the relationship, it's like, yeah, but that's because Jimmy XYZ, or because he
mm,
says this, he does this. Like I know I'm not perfect and I have certain things, but since we're talking about you, you know what I'm saying? It would
yeah,
be like you do this and you do that and you say this, and like I don't like this and I don't like how that happens.
yeah,
And then, yes, other things just that I say blind spots because there were things that I just really didn't know about myself at that time
mm-hmm,
to be able to work through it.
mm-hmm.
So I want to ask you my own question.
Yeah, go.
What's the biggest difference between who you are now and who you were 5 years ago?
Jeez.
Oh, that's cute. He has his hand in her back pocket.
Barely. I was like, man. I feel like back then it was more so my mindset was so like black and white. It's either this or that, you
Yeah.
know. And now there's so many like gray areas
Yeah.
when I start to like really think about certain things that are going on. It's like, yeah, it could be a bad situation, but there is still good coming from that situation. And like we were talking about before, there's not really, well, I don't think for certain things it's like no real right or wrong. It's just like how you're looking at it at that time. So I think that was like the biggest difference for me. Yeah, it would be that. And also, especially us like getting married at 18, 19, growing and trying to figure out the definition of a man for me, and not going off of like the stereotypes or the different things you like watch on YouTube or something. It's actually just figuring out the exact person, the exact man I want to be, and how I want people to see me. So that was like that's the biggest difference. Yeah. I was just so shut off, like I didn't really like share a lot. I mean, I shared of course with you and stuff, but it was just it felt different though. It was like I was sharing, but it's either I couldn't figure out exactly where it was coming from, or I just didn't want to think about it because I didn't think it was such a big deal. And now, even the smallest things, I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from, or like why am I having these thoughts, or why did I react like that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the biggest difference. Do you have anything to piggyback off that? That was a good question.
They're all your questions. Um, no, I think you answered it well. Like I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah. What about for you, my love?
Next question.
What about for you? Cause I want to know. I want to know yours.
I mean, it just kind of goes into like just thinking that. I don't. I know what I'm gonna say. Sorry, I just get tired
Yeah, go ahead. Go
sometimes.
ahead. She's pregnant, y'all. You
So,
know, so the fact she's doing this is amazing.
um, it's like not knowing the connections between things.
Yeah.
Like just thinking that my issues weren't the main issue
Mhm.
because of the belief I had. So, for example, she is like, can you see her from my belly? Oh
Yes.
my
Oh
gosh, you
wow.
saw that?
Oh, that's crazy.
That was like a kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just been on a roll. Um, so like if I have the belief that like I can't trust men, men don't come through for me.
Mhm.
So then like every time you would do something that kind of would like go with that belief I already have,
Mhm.
even if it was something small that you did that we could have just talked about,
Yeah.
it's like,
It took it
nope,
to that
see,
level. Yeah.
see, this is what I'm talking about. This, I knew I didn't, like, I couldn't trust you. I knew I couldn't depend on you for this.
Mhm.
Like, see, da da da. And then it just goes into this bigger thing. But
Mhm.
it's because I already have the belief in my mind. So every time something would happen, because that the belief is like the foundation,
Yeah.
everything after that would just confirm the belief I already had. So it was like there was no wiggle room.
Mhm.
It's like there's nothing you can say. Like clearly you're showing me XYZ, but it's really because I have that belief and my brain is looking for like confirmation of the belief that I have.
Mhm.
So if I had the belief that no, I am safe with Jimmy even if he upsets me
Yeah.
or something, or even if we have an issue, we can always work through it.
Mhm.
Instead of nope, I have to run away from my problems, or if he treats me this way, this means he doesn't love me and he's not the one.
Mhm.
You know, look, they're coming in here, Jim. They need to stay out there. Okay, you see it fly across my face just now? You saw it, you didn't want to say nothing. But yeah,
I did.
so
I did see it.
it's like a lot of that was happening, and then I would do a lot of self-sabotaging. I would say the self-sabotage was like a really big thing because it kind of all plays together.
Mhm.
But once I realized that's what it's called and like that's what I'm doing every time I feel XYZ and I feel that way often,
Mhm.
oh, so like what do we do from here? Or like, so how do you like not stop self-sabotaging, but like how do you just like
Yeah.
lower it? Like
Exactly.
it's gonna happen, just like things are still gonna trigger you. You're
Mhm.
still gonna get in like survival mode, you're still gonna deal with anxiety and like fear, but it's just about like how to handle it when it comes around, or like how to still, even if those things are currently happening, how to still make yourself feel safe in the
Mhm.
moment, because it's really all it comes down to is just you not feeling safe in your body,
Yeah.
and then how to get yourself in that moment to feel safe again
Mm.
and know that like the world is not ending and everything isn't falling apart. You're
Mhm.
just a little dysregulated right now, but it feels like something else, in the moment.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
okay. I might as well ask you another. That was like a whole question.
That no, that was good. But so, well, how do you get out of that like self-sabotage space?
So basically, like when you self sabotage, an example of it would be like, it could be like something really small. Like you can, and it goes with like self neglect too sometimes,
Mm.
but you can self sabotage by like I'm not gonna get up and take a shower and brush my teeth
Yeah,
today
yeah,
because it's like And it's not intentional, like I'm just not going to brush my teeth and take a shower, but it could be like I'm so stuck on, like I'm so focused on this thing in my business. I'm just going to sit here until I'm done with it, and then I can like give myself permission to go brush my teeth, wash my face, and take a shower, like almost like you have to earn it. So, but like for like relationships, let me think. A good example of like what I would do is I try to break up with you before you
Indeed.
broke up with me.
Indeed.
Or I tried to break up with you before things got like, when things got too hard. So it's just kind of like, I forgot what I was about to say. It's like, do you know an example?
Well, I was gonna ask you if it is self-sabotage, but like when um let's just say like I'm in a basketball game, right? And I have the opportunity to score 12 points, but for some reason I just want to score 6. You know what I mean? Like I know I can get to that point where I score 12, but I'm just going to, just like pass up my opportunities. Well, cuz that comes with two things though. I feel like that is self-sabotage, but on the other side it's like, yeah, I guess so. 'Cause it's kind of like you're dimming your light in a way, and you don't want to be like the face of whatever it is you're doing. You
Yeah.
just don't want to be in that spotlight, so you just pass it up to somebody else.
Yeah. That would be self sabotage too, because I was going to relate it to like jobs where you have this opportunity to like
Get a
go to
promotion or
the next
something.
step,
Yeah, yeah.
right, in your business or at a job. And then you're like, no, I don't know, I probably won't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just, I don't know. Just doesn't seem like it's for me or something. And self sabotaging and having limiting beliefs go hand in hand.
Right.
Because, like, that's your belief that a part of you believes that you don't deserve this new opportunity.
Exactly.
So now you're going to self sabotage. It's like the belief first and then the self sabotage. So because you don't believe you deserve like that opportunity, now you're going to find a way to be like, oh, that day I have to do this thing and I can't miss that thing.
Yeah.
Even though you can miss that thing. Or, since it's an option, I mean, do I really have to go? I mean, okay, it could help, but
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you'll just like find a way to talk yourself out of it, or tell yourself like it's not really meant for you. You don't really see yourself doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Because like how well I feel like I know where it comes from, childhood of course, because it's like, well, for me certain things, like I felt like I didn't really have a voice. It's like so many different choices and opinions, choices and decisions came from either my brother saying something or like my parents making the decision for me. Like, all right, you just go with it. So it's like what I say really doesn't necessarily matter, and that's why I was like quiet for so long and didn't say much. But then it's kind of like where where how do you like get out of that place? Like, where do you even start to get out of that place of what I think or say doesn't really mean anything, or I don't think I'm good enough to actually be in that space.
So the way I can relate it is that those are limiting beliefs, the things that you're naming. So it's like the self sabotage is the effect of the limiting beliefs. So first is like acknowledging that it is a limiting belief, and all the beliefs that we have come from somewhere, whether it's good or bad, negative or positive. So it's like either way, you'll have to take the time to ask yourself, like, where do I think I got this from? Or like, when's the first time, if you can remember, that I heard somebody tell me this? So like, what makes me still believe it? Or, you know, do I want to hold on to this belief, or do I feel like it's not really getting me anywhere?
Yeah.
Because if you believe making money is hard, you had to get that belief from somewhere.
Right.
So if you grew up and your parents were like, what, you think money grows on trees? Exactly. Or I'm broke, or, you know, I can't afford this, or I have to work, I have to like trade my time for money in order to, you know, take care of the rent and the bills and stuff like that. So I need 2 jobs, and you have to have a government job, or you have to go to college so you get a good job. All these are beliefs. Yeah. But they most likely do come from our parents, just because those are most likely the people who raised us, or whoever your guardian is. But those, once you realize that those are other people's beliefs, at some point you get to a point in your life where, okay, I grew up having to, like, you kind of have to go along with the beliefs of your parents because those are your parents and you live under their roof and they're taking care of you. But there comes a time in your life where you're like, okay, I've carried this belief with me for this amount of time, but now I get to choose what beliefs that I want. And like, or like, I've carried around these stories for 20 years, but now I'm going to choose how to write my own story. Right. So it's just like a matter of how helpful has it been to carry around the belief that you think making money is hard. You've been struggling. You know, you've been kind of following in the same footsteps as your parents, who looked at themselves as broke and like weren't financially stable and all these things. And it's like, does that make you feel good? Yeah. How's that working out for you? So then you would kind of explore it and see the, like, making money can be easy. And then you have to feed yourself the new beliefs, like, over and over again, because you fed yourself the old beliefs over and over again. Yeah. Constantly reaffirming to yourself, making money is hard. I'm broke. I'll never have this. Yeah. Making $1 million is hard. You know, so now you're basically having to replace it with what's called empowering beliefs. And you just have to treat it the same way, so that your brain can find that, like, when it scans, it can find those confirmations that, yeah, like, I did just make $500 and I really didn't do anything. Yeah. Like, oh, so yeah, that would confirm making money is easy. Those things. So it can become familiar for you.
My gosh.
Okay. Is it my turn?
I don't know. Whatever you're feeling.
One more.
One more?
One more.
One more?
What's a conspiracy theory you low-key believe in? I didn't even read none of the other questions.
Bro, like, only reason I put that question because I know you have a few. That's the only reason I put that question. And like, I do have a few. I can't stop thinking about Paradise. I can't stop thinking about it. And the only reason I think about it is, like, it's a Paradise, the show. It's on Hulu, right? It's on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But only reason I think about it is because it's like, it's literally America, if you think about it. You have a person in charge, aka the president. The president is not really the one making the decisions. There's somebody above the president that's like the puppet master, you know? And we're not really gonna figure out why things are happening or why this is going on by getting to the president because he didn't even know what the freak was going on. He's just like, oh, so you need me to read this? You need me to do this? Okay, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't know what's going on, but it's the people above the president that knows what's going on. So until we figure out who that is, we're not going to get any answers whatsoever. And then it's just like when the new discoveries that were going on, like, oh, there are people out there, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. It's like it just goes to show that you don't really know what's going on, and you could be the people that are just walking around like, I don't really care, as long as I'm living, I'm good. Or it's like you really want to figure out what's going on so you can make the decision yourself, like, do I want to stay or do I want to leave? Mm-hmm. You know, do I want to be a part of this, or do I want to like go and live somewhere else, you know? Because I feel a lot of people think you have to stay in a place that you like grew up or lived in, you know? And it's like you have so many different opportunities to do something else. Like you have the, even if it's just like right down the street or in a different county, like you can do that. You know that, right? Like you can live somewhere else, you know, to see something different or be around different people. Like you can do that. But it's just like that book Allegory of the Cave, where the only thing you see is this. So it feels like that's the only thing that's real. You know, it's going to be like this forever. I believe in this. I lived in it. I don't know anything else. So why would I go somewhere else? You know. Yeah. I feel like that's the biggest one for me. Yeah. What about you?
I don't know if it's really a conspiracy theory or if it's just straight facts and not a lot of people know about it.
What's up?
But the whole thing that there's like 2 different bloodlines. But I don't want to say too much about it. I don't really think I should say too much.
What? Yo. I mean,
because it's one of those things that I just trust in my gut. I haven't felt the need to research it too much. So I haven't like gone and Googled this and talked to people and read books. It's just like one of the things that when I heard it the first time, I was like, that makes sense.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
That makes sense. But I don't know. What do you think?
Hey, let's talk about it. I don't care.
I don't know. Basically, in short, the 2 different bloodlines thing is like there's God's like bloodline for God's people and things like that, and then there's the opposite. So yeah.
I'm just hey, what I want is I really do think that's a thing. And it
makes sense.
The only reason I'm saying that is just like when you look at everything that's going on, and even like, you know, just different energies, you know, different
evil stuff out here that is just, you got to be straight up just like a different breed.
Just like how, you know, like what is making you, what are you operating in to think like this? Like, how are you finding these collective group of people to do all these things? Not just like, you know, 10 years.
Yeah.
Centuries.
Yeah.
Centuries over century over century. And it's just like, it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
Keeps happening. This one falls down, somewhere else comes up. This one goes down, somewhere else comes up. Someone leaves, someone comes back. Like it's constant. You know, it wouldn't make sense if that wasn't true.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that, because I think this is like actual like facts.
What's up?
But I just don't think a lot of people know.
The families?
That the presidents are all related.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
I'm like, yeah, because it's just like, who, Like, you become president of the United States, like, and who are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there aren't random people out here just becoming the president. I always felt like somehow it is connected. I just didn't know like how it was connected.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. What is it, like all on their mom's side or something?
That's, I think they were saying something like that.
Yeah, like they're
But
all family.
even if it's not family, right? We still have groups, right? We still have groups that are necessarily how you join. You can become family, you know? So it's like, either way, family or not, you understand that you're in this group, we have an agenda, we're going to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But the two bloodlines thing reminds me of like Noah. Because there was the time where, like, you know, species were mixing together and creating new things. So it's just like you're messing with the bloodline now.
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, same thing. It's just,
damn, I didn't think he was gonna say that one. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I think about it as. Like,
yeah,
they were breeding with other things of other natures and kinds.
Right.
That'll distort. You're no longer human. You're no longer like what you were.
Right. So what are you?
So when you start breeding and creating new species and creatures and things, you got to go. That's why the earth was flooded.
Damn.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Ooh. It's just my opinion.
How do you think it ends, though?
I don't think what in the world?
Yeah.
Well, we know how it ends.
Well, yeah. But it's just like, when I say that, it's like how you think he gonna come back? Like on some gangster stuff where it's like he coming back, he not playing around. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It, like, okay, but you remember when I was talking about how heaven and hell is more like a mindset, right?
Yes, that has to wait for another video.
Okay. But it was kind of going into like how you think he's gonna like come, like is he physically coming back, or there's some type of, you know, like mental thing that's like going on, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like you will only hear his voice, or you only be able to move this way if you are one with him, you know?
Well, like, the rapture happens first, right? Before he even, or like it's like happening maybe at the same time or something. Like, he comes back to get us or something, but then he also, you know, comes
does his thing,
comes for battle pretty much.
Does his thing,
so I feel like I think it is physical.
Yeah.
Like, I think it is. I don't know actually, because it's like,
yeah,
I just think the only reason I say I think it's going to be physical is just because it'll be something like we can really never have imagined.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's actually happening.
Yeah.
In real life. So like, yeah, I don't know. Good question.
We gotta ask the Bible Project.
Yeah, they probably have a video on it.
Cause they're the ones that honestly made me think like that. Like, oh, it's a mindset, you know?
Yeah. But like, in what way would the mindset be that we need to like have that mindset? Because he's like coming back to like fight, you know, and like take back the keys from Satan, right, or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, what like, are we mentally envisioning this, or like, wouldn't you see it?
There's so much. It's so much like symbolism, you know. Like, what if he's like taking the keys back for like like for us be eternal beings again? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it more so like a thing where I don't know. It has, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's so much symbolism in the Bible. It's kind of like if you really don't like study that junk and figure out what everything means, it's kind of hard, man.
Yeah.
But it's like it's simple to understand, but there's like so many different levels of understand. Like there's so much wisdom to be unlocked each time you read it. So it's kind of like you gotta have, that's why pastors and all these like people that study theology are like important. But sometimes you can't really trust them. Well, we'll talk about that another day too. But it's like, you know, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's fun. At least God is real. I think that's the other thing. It's like when you know and you're moving in that way, you're saved. But at the same time, why stop there? Like you're not even gonna want to stop there. That's the thing. Like in order to really know him or grow that relationship, you're just gonna want to know more. And you're gonna have to have that mindset enough to be able to like learn and expand your knowledge on different things that come up. And well, for me, I feel it. Like if someone says something, I'm like, I don't think that's right. It's like your spirit is kind of deciphering and guiding you through these different things people tell you. But then it's like when someone says that one thing, like, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. You sure you don't want to ask another question?
I'm sure.
You sure?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Yeah, that was good. Because it doesn't have to be long.
It is long.
How long do you think it is? 30 minutes.
More.
What?
Yeah, time flies when you make videos like this.
Time flies with you.
Right.
Yeah. All right. It was great. It was great talking to you, Trinity. Yeah. Bro, they're jamming over there, bro.
Yeah, hopefully you can't hear it.
I mean, we do have the noise cancellation thing on, so.
Let's see if it works.
Yeah, because that joint is loud.
Yeah.
Dang.
They're across the lake.
They're across. Yeah. It's like, I know you can't hear nothing. Someone, like, if we're talking like this over there, we can't hear each other. There's no way.
Yeah. You have to scream. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Let us know how you feel about our conversations in the comment section.
Yes, for
and
sure. For sure.
Make sure you leave a review. That really helps the channel. And we'll talk to you guys soon in the next episode.
You guys are great. Thank you for listening. If you made it all the way here, seriously, like, I might cry. Like we definitely gotta become friends. If you guys made it to the end of this video, yeah, put in the comment section, I'm here. I don't know what that means. And we're gonna figure out a way to meet up somewhere, man, and have more discussions in person. We build a family.
Yep.
Our family, the real family, the true family.
So,
all right, y'all. Dose.
bye. Jimmy.